Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. It's the Grapevine Talk Show. Yes, we are back on for another hot topic. Our hot topic today is going to be on something interesting. We all have great personalities. Some might not like our personalities, some might, but we all have unique personalities. Our hot topic today is going to be on what are some things that make a good personality. Now, do you think that there are things that make us have a good personality? I mean, some might not, but we all have a good personality. I'm just waiting for the lovely Andre Lewinson to tap on in. Yes. Oh, here he goes. Hey, Andre. Let's welcome Andre in. Oh yes, so Andre is actually on his way in, and we're actually going to talk about this topic because this hot topic is very interesting. Hey, Andre.
Hey, Turning Point, how are you? It's been a long time,
Yes.
long time.
Well, not that long. If we're on vacation, we are busy people, obviously.
Yeah, that's correct.
But we are busy
Quite
people.
so.
Yeah. So our hot topic today, Andre, we're going to dive right in. Our hot
Mhm.
topic today is going to be pretty interesting. And I'm sure that you have something great to say about it. So our hot topic today is what makes a good personality? Are there some things that could make us have a good personality? I mean, some might not. We all have opinions on personality, but yeah, personality is something that I don't know. Do you think that we're born with a personality, or you think a personality is created over time?
Well, Turning Point, actually, I do think that for everyone, personality, it's not something that actually, yeah, or characteristics, we are actually born with certain characteristics, but I do think
Right.
personality, as we grow, it develops. So, but first of all, let me define what personality truly is. It's a combination of characteristics and qualities. So as it says, combination of characteristics and qualities. So
First of all,
those are
let me find what.
right. So and you ask the question, what are some things that makes a person have a great personality? And I do believe that by being a better listener is a good one as well. By being a good listener, because sometimes persons don't really need to talk too much. They just want someone to listen to them. That's one of the reasons we can determine a good personality of a person. Second, person needs to read more in order to expand their interests. Because many persons do not read and enlarge their vocabulary. Because of that, their personality may be or differ in a very bad way or a good way, especially a negative way. Third as well, you just need to be yourselves, because we are all different and unique in despite our differences, we are unique, so we just have to be ourselves, be original, be real, and just be you. I would say fourth, we can have a positive outlook and attitude when you think, when you think, when you perceive our mind as everything as positive, you will stay away from certain worries and stress that the world has to put upon you. And I said five, we must be supportive to others when others are in certain needs, and this generates certain likeness, and it opens a gate of ideas and opinions, you know, interests. And I would say six, like, must have integrity and treat people with respect. So these are some of the few characteristics that someone can have, or qualities that someone can have that makes them a great personality.
Wow, you made some great points, Andre. Definitely, you broke it down really well. Overall, definitely, I like the one that you said, that you just try to keep it real, because that's something that, obviously, it's difference between pretending to be real, I guess, and some people are living their lives to please other people. And we live in a world, some people actually live their lives to please other people, meaning like, they're not really themselves, but they're trying to, live their life to the standards of what other people think they should be or whatever, but definitely, we stay true to ourselves. And at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. I think that's also important, because at the end of the day, you are the one that's living in your body,
Exactly.
nobody is living in your body for you. And at the end of the day, we all are going to cross the day where we're going to face death. We're going to cross the day where we might get sick from natural causes or anything like that. And we really don't have anything to prove to anyone but our own selves. Of course, we try to be healthy and strive to take care of ourselves, and we try to have a positive outlook on life. But there's also a lot of pressure on I think we live in a world now, maybe young people, but a lot of people actually, maybe morally young people, they could be faced with more peer pressure where they have to live up to the world standards. They try to have this personality that this person think that I should be this way, or I should react this way. But the point that you made about having respect and what did you say again? You said to have respect and something else. Is that number 6?
Yeah.
To have respect. So, that's really important as well. You strive to have respect, but then you also have to have a firm backbone, because at the same time, there are a lot of people out there. If you have a good personality and people know that you have a good personality, they could also want to step on your shoe, because they want to take advantage of you, because you seem to have this great, kind personality. And, maybe this is something that, they realize about your character, that, maybe you're not the type of person to fly off your mouth and curse them out type of thing. Pull a trigger. No, but on, your personality, sometimes you have to come out of your character. And I'm sure you have at times in your life.
Be honest, many times.
Yeah, you seem like a pretty pleasant. You seem to have a very pleasant character since I've known you over the years. But still, you also have this backbone. But overall, you're not the type of person that you go out there looking for problems or looking to pick on somebody or try to just create drama. So you do have all types of personality. You have the drama-free one that don't really want to go out there and start drama. Vice the other ones who are just kind of like simple. They mind their own business type of thing, and they just go about and live their life. What you said there, and I really enjoyed it. Oh, we lost Andre. Let's see if we could get you back on there, Andre. But yeah, personality is something that we develop, I believe, over time. And, it's not something that we could actually take from anyone. So, everybody has their own character. Everyone has their own personality. And, based on your personality could be different than my personality. And that's fine. We were all made to be different anyway. So at the end of the day, we have to keep ourselves unique. And our personality is what makes us unique. So, some of us are not true like that, or some of us are just like phonies. But, we all got our days. There's some haters. There's some would like us. Some won't like our personality. But we're always a work in progress. I could say for myself that I'm always a work in progress for sure. I've actually grown a lot over the years. And I guess as you grow older in life, we all grow to that different maturity level where we want to make our personality improve in certain things. So, there's certain things that I've outgrown. And I'm like, I've been there, done that. It really is not a big deal about that no more. So, it's more about this and stuff like that. So I also think that men have different personalities than women in certain things. Men personality
A man personality could be different than a woman personality. Men are more aggressive, I think, but women also could be aggressive. Um, I know I could have a dominant personality. Some women don't. Some do, but our personalities definitely could help to bring out the best in others and the best in others, yeah, best in others. And it could also, make us be more stronger in certain areas in our lives. So like I've seen where wow, I'm so proud of myself where I've actually grown out of certain things to this day. And as a woman versus when I was in my 20s, it's different now that I'm in my late 30s. It's a different, thing. So my personality kind of grown out of certain things a little bit differently. And I am, I try to be, I'm pretty contented with it, because I've lived certain things already, but I'm also one of those persons who have that willing to learn personality. So, adjustable. I'm willing to learn different skills, different talents, and different things to, do what I got to do. So, yes, and one of the other things that I was going to talk about here is, hopefully Andre gets to come back on, but this is, do you think other people's opinion would make a difference to your personality? Like, do you think other people's personality, other people's opinion, should make your personality change to worse or to make it better, or you're one of those persons that don't really care? You just be you regardless, So other opinions, I'm one of those persons. Like, I'm one of those persons who opinions tend to go through my ears and out. So I really don't take things to the head like that, like take it personal, because I'm in my own zone. And that goes along with growth over the years, obviously, because not everybody could do that. And sometimes, of course, we hear the same stuff. Like somebody call you, oh, for a female, you ugly, or you too skinny, or you fat, or, you got this nasty, you stink, or, somebody say something like that. Would you take it personal if they're speaking those things? Like, would you make that mess up your character, or you just be like, whatever, that's just them, that's just their personality, that's just their comments, that's just how they feel. It could be thousands of people that's talking like that right in your ear or right in your face or whatever it is, and it is what it is. It's up to you if you want to make it change your character, but obviously you have to know how to suppress that and just keep being you regardless. So that's my opinion on that, about when it comes to opinions, and should it really matter about, what somebody else say about you. So obviously some of us have a very unique personality. So I would say, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to log. Let's see if I could get back Andre in here. I don't see him. Let me see if he's coming. Oh, I think he's trying to come back in. Instagram Live is really, really unique. Okay, let's see if it's going to work now. Technology is really something, y'all. Like IGTV, I love you guys. You guys are so unique. I tell you, you have made the world a better place, because a lot of us who are business minded, we could actually improve a lot of our businesses. We could connect with other people. It's so important to just keep ourselves going. Hey, Andre, I lost you there for a second, but I was having this great conversation still. I figured you had some technology
issues.
So, that happens at times. But back on to where we left off, regarding to some the conversation we're talking about with personality. So I added my point.
I think you asked the question that should you take people's opinions personally or offensive? Yes. That's the question, right?
Yes, so the question there was, should we
Uh-huh.
take people's opinions personal or offensive when it comes to our character or
Right,
person?
exactly. I would say no because, you know, if we do take people's opinions personally or offensive,
Uh,
that means you're trusting that person or that someone else to tell you who you truly are. And instead of relying on what you know to be true about yourself and what really defines us as a person is without having any outside influence. So, it's a definitely no for me as to where that concern. Um, and many people usually group up with people who share similar opinions and views because it makes easier for them to adjust themselves with those persons. So that's why they say normally we should choose persons to be around with similar mindsets.
well, that's true. On overall, you mean working, it also it depends on, like, say, the type of crowd that you in. So like if it's in regards to, like, say, friendships, yes, network, business, you have to try to connect with people who are in that type of frame of mind, you know, about that type of life. So then again, some of us are about that type of life in a lot of things. A lot of people would like to adjust or grow into certain character, grow their personalities more, but they need different skills to help them to adapt to that type of character, or to adapt a better personality in regards to doing what they got to do to improve themselves, or maybe to adjust to a certain lifestyle so they could do a certain career. Because career is also, the type of career. Oh, hold on one second, Andre. We might have some technology issues, but that's not going to stop the hot conversation. Oh, no, that's going to keep it going. Let's see if Andre's back on. Hey,
Back again.
Andre, you're back on again.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
Oh. So I
Checking
guess
up and down thing.
the technology is playing some games on us, but it's
I
all
guess
right.
no.
I gotta love it though. That's how technology is. So yeah, like I was saying too. So I think also too, when it comes to the mindset, the frame of mind, you made a point about trying to make sure that you connect with people with the same mindset. Also, I think also depends on the career that you're in, or maybe some people are trying to have a change career. You have to have a certain personality in order to fit in to do certain type of career jobs. Do you think that's important too? Because say, like, certain careers, you can't be this smiley person all the time, or this kind of like, you sometimes you got to be very serious, there's no BS type of attitude, to get some stuff done.
Right. As I think as to where jobs concern or work, I think that's a different thing because that's why they always say you do not mix work or business with friends or family.
I don't know
So
about that one though.
so
You got a lot
so
of people that you could do business with, that are friendship, but still.
yeah. But what I mean is that if you have a very good friend or so forth, when you have a business, it's not good to mix friendship with the business, and that's why most business in the world, they fail because they involve a lot of people in the business, and eventually, because if they're your friend, um, you won't want to offend them in a certain way or anything. So, and that's the thing. May even lose your friendship and your business as well on the side.
Yeah, sometimes. And I mean, we all have to take chances, but that's why you be selective. Nobody's perfect. A lot of business owners actually um who actually developed a business, and they're more likely trust someone that they knew personally than a stranger, or, you know, vice versa. You know, you could still, but you have to try to, you want to develop a business or you need people to help you to grow it. Some people don't, but you know, that's the chances of it. And either if it could fail, and if it does progress, that's a good thing.
right?
But you know,
And you know, to turning point, back to the point where, you know, if people's opinions offend us, sometimes we just have to focus on what the relationship really means to us, you know, because there's some certain relationships that we might be in, um, it doesn't really have any value to our lives or so forth. So depends how heavily invested are we in this individual, or do we always have to agree? So these are some of the things we have to look into. If we always have to agree, or you know, how we're invested in that person and so forth. So this is one of the things that we have to look into as regards to relationships and personality different. If we're gonna let people's opinions offend us in a certain way, is that person have is valuable to you, or have you heavily invested in that person for to let his or her opinion derail you in such a way, in a negative way or something. Another thing as well, when it's coming on to certain things about people's opinions, sometimes you must not jump to conclusions, or you know, a question when be confronted with a certain question. Must not always must also create a space between yourself and our reactions. So if someone says something to us, we must always think before we answer and so forth. So and a lot of times we also failed in this aspect, because many persons may
that's
say certain things bad to us or negatively, and we tend to react the same way instead of thinking first before we say something back to the person. Yeah, and sometimes we must also change the focus by putting ourselves in that person's shoes. So many of the times we don't do that. Maybe that person is going through a certain situation and we didn't know, but because of that negative statement that the person had made, we have just, you know, given them what we think they deserve. You know, we give them our tongue. So and this is what causes conflicts, because we do not think before we respond.
Yeah, that's a good point, Andre, you made. Definitely we all fall short on that one. But at the same time, some people really mean what they say, you know. But at the end of the day, all jokes aside, you know, there are times where we have to say something and we actually want to make our points, but it doesn't mean that we're speaking negatively to the person. But it depends, you know, we do have to think before we respond, but not all the time. It depends on the situation, I think. And sometimes, you know, just as human, you know, sometimes you might say something and you might get your mind, you know, it might just slip you in that aspect. So that's how it is. But definitely I like the fact that you mentioned, you know, sometimes as you know, it's only human being, you know, it's not like you sometimes, you ever said, like, have you ever, like, with your person, have you ever, like, done something foolish that would be considered foolish, and then you kind of like, man, I shouldn't do it like that, or I shouldn't say it like that to this person, or you kind of thought twice, like, you know, like I could have said it differently or did things differently. But but because you have this character, maybe the type of person that you are, you might always get your feet, or you know, always get your toes all walked on all the time. But at the same time, maybe not. Maybe you're just this. People look at you and assume, but you could be this no BS type of guy, you know. But you really go about minding your business until somebody step on your toes. But at the same time, you know, it's not. You know, you're not one of those persons that generally will be, you know, put all jokes aside, and an a-hole. You know, so, you know, it's not like you really go around trying to be this jerk, you know, to somebody, or be this type of, like me, I personally, I've done things foolish, based on certain situations that I've had came across, and because I was forced in that situation actually. And I'm like, man, at the time, maybe you could have, I was hungry at the same time, and I could have almost, like, I was in my right frame of mind for the time, and you could have said something wrong, like, man, I could have said it different. Maybe you had some other things on your mind, but you probably could have, like, maybe I shouldn't say it, or maybe I really shouldn't have done it. I could have just asked this way, or but you reflect on it, and you try not to let it hold you back, but you try not to keep repeating it. But at the same time, use it as a learning tool to try to even help somebody else, because you know what it's like to be in certain situations, and it's
Right.
not perfect.
That, that's like the sole turning point. That's why I said that's why we must always try to create a space between our emotions or our reactions. When someone say things that are negative to us, we must always take a little time, or like I say, just a little time to think things over, or think what's going to be your reaction to that person's statement or offensive opinion, and then you think, and then you respond afterwards. Sometimes you just easily jump to conclusions, and based on our individual reaction, we automatically, as humans, we're going to react a negative way, just like the person who have said that negative comments upon you. So that's why we must be ready to respond, or must wait to gain a certain clarification or so based on what the person have said.
So, like, say, Andre, like, say somebody say, to you, like, you know what, watch what I'm gonna do to you. Watch, I'm gonna really screw you over. I'm gonna mess up your whole life and you and your family. Watch what I'm gonna do to you. Based on whatever reasons, it could be, you don't even know, it could be something so simple, but how would you respond to that? And the person keeps telling you that, like, would you be like, you come across a person here and there, but you really, you don't have any negative feelings towards a person. It's just, that's just how they feel about you. Well, how would you respond to that?
Well, I think it depends. It depends. If it's a literal threat, then we have to respond the means as how it's supposed to go. Either you go to the police, or you deal with him right there. Fist fight or something.
Well, at the same time, suppose it's somebody that is in the law enforcement. What would you do?
Well, if the person is in the law enforcement, you still have to go through the law as well. Persons who are above him, superior to him or her.
Now, but overall, all jokes aside, that's a good point that you made. But overall, if a person really says that to you, you don't have to really. Some people, they take it lightly. Some people, they take it more seriously. But I wouldn't. I respect the law. Those that are in the law enforcement, because overall, most people that are in law enforcement, they try to protect you, and they're not gonna really go out there. Sometimes they say things firmly to protect you too, but not to really jeopardize your life. Like, there's people out there that's just really looking for problems, that really wouldn't mind to give your life a more shatter and more disaster. So, but overall, law enforcement, people that are in law enforcement aren't really trying to jeopardize your life. Everybody has their own flaws and their own thing, even those that work in law enforcement. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't, everybody, some people say I would just ignore the person and just keep going on with my life, or you could just live negotiable with the person, that's an everyday thing. But at the end of the day, just imagine what inmates inmates go through in prison. There's many things that could cause people to go through that situation, and their personality could change. Like, a person can have a different personality outside than if they were inside in the jailhouse. Do you think
Right.
so?
Um, yes, because
Well, I think we're having some technology problem there, but overall, let's see what's going on. Maybe Andre, maybe the network is kind of bad on his end. I don't know if it's on my end, his end, but I think answer my own question. I definitely think that Andre, I kind of lost you there because the network keeps playing games. Well, that's I didn't get to hear what you're saying, but you could rewind it for us.
well, I guess I was just saying, you know, each environment builds a person, so if a person is in a jail environment, the environment is gonna either build a person or destroy them, destroy their personality, So it depends on
Mm,
who we are around, that influence us
true.
positively or negatively.
Yes, that's true. And we are very grateful to be out here because I could just imagine, what others go through because a lot of people that are I mean, we all had probably came across a situation where we could have actually been in jail too. So we don't take things for granted out here because we're here now, you know. I personally am very grateful for the a lot of support and help that I've been through certain things. And I'm telling you, personalities could change. And a lot of people that even came out of prison. I'm so like there's some really strong, and even so they have built their personalities to become much better. And those of us out here, like with me, I personally, I'm very grateful because I use my resources that I have here. I even get therapy. I'm very grateful. I've received therapy over the past, but I've been through certain things. And it actually made my personality even improve and certainly gave me some ideas to certain things that I could do more often. And it helped me to build my business to being more successful in certain things. So I'm very grateful because others that are in jail, it here you go, Andre. We're losing Andre in and out, but that's all right. That's how it is with technology. Technology is really big. I tell you, anybody who is into IT and technology, I tell you guys have one of the best jobs because
Yes,
you have to have a lot of patience for it,
a lot of
I
patience.
tell you, a lot of patience, Audrey. So back what I was saying, I was kind of just adding to what you were saying in regards to, that you think that definitely if a person was in jail or so, their personality could change based on the environment that they're in. And that's very true. Like I said, I've been through therapy. I'm very grateful. Every day you could do because when a person's in jail, you know, you could just imagine it's a certain discipline that they have to have. Have you ever been in the hospital for about 2 weeks, Andre?
Never.
I have, and I'm telling you, I've been in there, and it actually makes you think without technology, without no phone. I mean, without like your cell phone and stuff like that. It's a certain mind frame that you have to have, and you develop, So there's certain things that I'm so grateful, and to see a lot of people that actually came out of jail. There's some people that came out of jail and they are so much more better than they are than when they went in. Their personality is even more stronger. Their personality is more. They have even better jobs. You know, than what they had, versus when they were struggling on the street, struggling to make $5. It's not easy, and they had to probably steal. They probably had to rob somebody. They probably had to do all types of stuff in order to hustle. So, thank goodness for the correctional officers who are in there. They say you got good and you got bad. But, when you're grateful for, like, you're grateful for the environment that you're in, even though it's not all perfect. But I'm sure, like myself, a lot of people rather be in our situation, because if you were in jail, it would be a different situation. But I know I make the best of what I can, and I have much respect to those who are in there. Some people really need to be there. Like, we all have done foolish stuff, I'm sure. And I'm grateful for those who actually gave you a chance, giving you a chance to better yourself. There's a lot of people that really want to, like, for example, if you ever went into the store, there's people out there that have you ever been homeless? A person that's homeless, they need food. They're looking for food. Maybe their family don't live close by, or their family don't, want to really, the situation, they don't really want to help them out or whatever it is. And they go end up stealing food. They could beg, but they steal food. You're not supposed to do that. You could get in trouble for trying to hustle a dime. So being grateful for the chances that they have actually helped you. And that's not your personality to go out and steal food. There's people that there's some homeless people that have always been successful. Always been successful. And you know what? I don't hate on them. I actually one of those persons who try to give him a helping hand myself. I might not have much, but I try to give him a helping hand because I'm being real on a mentality. Now, when it comes to, I've actually learned something when it comes to our personalities, that we could also have a good personality with a kick-ass personality. I don't know if you know what I mean, but you also have to have a kick-ass personality. Ass is not a bad word, Andre, because I heard that is in the Bible.
I'm not sure what that.
Yes, I've heard, which means a donkey, right? A donkey. It's supposed to mean a donkey, but you have to have a pretty kick behind personality. Like, if you want to get something done, and you have a very important goal to accomplish, and you need to get certain things done, you can still have a good personality, but you still also got to do what you got to do. Because there's times where, like you could just imagine being in the medical field. I used to volunteer in the ambulance a couple years ago, and it was a great experience. I'm glad that I was able to help my local community. You see all types of traumatic experiences. You see all types of situations, and and a lot of people wouldn't be able to internalize seeing that. But I wish I could have continued that career at the time, but because I had children, my kids were small, and it would be so demanding, because I don't like to mess around. When it comes to, you have to be determined to your job that you're going to try to do. So I had to be a mother at the same time. But back to the personality thing, something like that, if you're working in a career, you have to be very firm sometimes with your personality. You are a CEO, you're a boss personality, and you're going to come across even more different personality over the years that would challenge you. And one of your things is you got to get it done. As you never get it done, like you might not want to be a multimillionaire. You might just want to be an average person that's at least making a good paycheck that could take care of your bills and provide what you need to do. Some people would like to grow 6 figures. And 7 figures, exactly. And to be honest with you, those who are earning 7 figures is a lot of sacrifice they have to do in order to grow 7 figures. Like, they've lost sleep, I'm sure. Sometimes you go without eating too much, you up late, you wake up early. Sometimes you can't even do the things that you like to do. And there's all types of ways to make 6 figures. So, I'm sure we're learning, there's people that's been doing this for years, but it's definitely important that, we take notes from them. And some people, that's just how the world is. I'm grateful for people who helped me to get my goals accomplished and making me a better person, because I think that I'm the bomb. I think that I'm the bomb, regardless, because I've always been the type of person that tried to improve myself. There's people that don't really care. Like, I'm always striving, and once you're always striving to become a better person, you always striving to do what you got to do, and you mind your own business. You do what you got to do. That's a great personality right there, You could be
Exactly.
seeing a lot of crazy stuff going on. And, you know, you could be seeing a lot of crazy stuff going on and you still mind your business. And that's the type of cool personality people like. Like, you still show people respect. They're looking out for you and your family. You know, there's people out there looking out for you and your family. And you could be also doing the same for them. You mind your business, taking care of what you need to do. That's a great personality to have, too, the type of person. You know, you try to look out for people, but you try to mind your business. You know, you're not into all the he said, she said, always into somebody business. This one up the block, this one here, this one around the corner, or over the, you know, you always try to be about your own stuff. You and
Exactly.
your
And you
family.
know the turning point is, especially if you mind your own business, most times when a person do that, there'll be a lot less conflicts around this world in this world right now.
Yeah, you made a good point, definitely. Yeah, because overall, you know, we all face some things, some that we could say and some that we can't say, or we choose not to say, to be respectable, to be respectable, because this is on a public live chat. But on the real, you know, we definitely, you know, we mind our business and we try to do what we got to do and respect other people the best that we can. You know, like, have you ever been to cut what I was just saying? Have you ever came across someone and you said sorry to them because you came out of character? Not really that you meant to do it that way, but have you ever said, you know what, I'm sorry about that. I kind of wasn't in my right frame of mind. Have you ever done that? Oops, I think we have lost Andre. We lost you again, Andre.
I don't know if it was me or maybe it was you this time.
Yeah, I don't know, right? You know, the technology is like that. I don't know if you actually caught my question there.
Oh, could you maybe have to repeat or something?
Oh no, okay. Yeah, no problem. So based on so I was asking, have you ever done something or said something kind of like, I think we said it before, where you actually said sorry to the person, or somebody said sorry to you? Like, you be like, you know what, I'm sorry, man. I kind of was in my right frame of mind. Or have
Well,
you
you
ever
know,
said sorry to a, saying sorry is very big.
yeah, it's actually very important as well. You know, so and you know, in many instances when we do say some things that's really off or very offended to persons, that may come across very sarcastically to that person, you know, and when we rethink and what we have said to the person, then we realize that we what we said wasn't really a positive statement, and so therefore have to make an apology to that person as well. So, of course, I think we all do. We all make silly mistakes or say certain things, you know, to offend others, even though we may not mean it, but because of the urge or as I said before in the previous questions, that we tend to react very fast, or we tend to not take time to think before we react to a person's opinions on you.
Yes, and we all actually, you know, we all are a learning progress. Some are just, you know, contented with the way they are, you know, but definitely you made some good points there, Andre. Wow, what a live. We had a great conversation. I loved it. Definitely, you know, because you know that's what all makes us have a unique personality. You know, we're made to be unique. So, and everybody too. I think personality like is also developed. Everybody's culture is different. So a person could have a different culture, and based on the culture and certain things that they're raised and they're taught, you know, their personality is also based off of certain beliefs that they have to believe, they're growing up to believe, and maybe could be a religion or a certain type of culture, you know, certain cultural rituals, certain things that they have to do. So their personality could be different. And,
Right.
you
As I
know,
always said, turning point. Of course, we're all different in our own way. We're all unique, and we all have differences. So that's the beauty about it. Our differences.
yes, definitely. Absolutely. And I love the fact that we are all different. I'm glad that, you know what, I'm really grateful that I have some really good followers out there. I have some really good support. You know, you might not have a whole, some of us may not have a whole big crew of friends, you know, some might, but everybody could have, you know, there's not everyone you could call and share all your personal business with, you know, but it's grateful to have family as support too. It's great to have certain people that you could be real with, you know. So, you know, that makes us you know, when it comes to our personality, we always need maintenance, you know. You think personality needs maintenance?
Well, of course, you know, I think personalities, as I said, personalities is like similar to qualities or characteristics. It's a combination of characteristics and qualities. And I do believe all of us do need a bit of check or routine check sometimes.
Yes, I agree. And yeah, because definitely, I mean, we all need redirection. You know, we need to be redirected at times like, man, you know, I could have done this better, or, you know, actually I could do this now, you know, like, you know, always something that makes us better or could give us a better option instead of doing something worse or whatever that's considered worse. But we all need redirection for sure. And that is very important. Well, Andre, you definitely made some great points, and you know, this live actually hit the spot on a lot of things.
Yeah,
We
despite
covered,
our technology issues for tonight's
yes, in
live, you
spite of
know,
our
I
technology
think it went well.
issues.
Despite,
That's right. And you know what? Much love to IGTV and their tech that works this whole, like, you know, without IGTV, like, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation here, and so many others could connect. So I'm much respect to those who are into IT and tech. I love IT too. You know, I wish I had some of the skills they have a little bit more in depth, you know, and that's a big job nowadays too. That's being more developed, you know, remote control jobs and stuff like that, which is so cool. But definitely, I enjoyed our conversation. Well, that comes to the end of our live, Andre. We had a great conversation. And, you know, I look forward to our next hot topic. You know, for
yeah.
those of
Stay
you, if
tuned,
you
guys.
don't
Stay
know,
tuned.
but yeah, so stay tuned. We are also on YouTube. So subscribe, like, and you can rewatch our video, share with others. You could go to the Grapevine Talk Show. We definitely would love to see you more on our next hot topic, our next IGTV live. So much love, y'all. Bye. Bye, Andre.
Bye. See you. See you all next live. Stay tuned.
Bye. And sorry again for the little issue with the technology, but it's all good.
Yeah.